Okay, first of all, appreciate everybody being in here. I know you got a really busy weekend of covering a lot of people, so it really means a lot to us. Opening statement is we deserve to win the football game. Simple. When you look at why and how we win football games, that was flipped over on us tonight, and that's the result. We're not deep enough. We don't have enough talent in terms from top to bottom. We had to pull some red shirts tonight or this afternoon, especially when Antoine went down, and you got to give them credit. They have incredible athletes, and I think you could see that. And you look at the recruiting classes over the last few years, that's what you see. And you see guys out there making plays. We had a lot of guys make some plays tonight that stepped up. A lot of young players step up, which is what we need. So I think there's a silver lining in that part. There are no moral victories. We didn't deserve to win. Remember I said that. Why didn't we deserve to win? We turned the ball over 2-0. That's the story of the game right there. Right? Special teams, we miss opportunities, whether it's a kickoff for field position, whether it's a field goal. We have to throw a pick in the reds or in the green zone. Time of possession, which is really usually in our advantage, wasn't. We weren't very good on third down. We weren't very good on first down. So it was just all together. We didn't deserve to win the football game, but you're in it till the final minute. And in the Big Ten, there might be 2-3 teams that might not be able to play their best football every week and still win. We're not there yet. And we'll keep our oar in the water. We'll keep rowing. But there's a lot of glaring statistics that show why we didn't win the football game. We had every opportunity to do that, but you got to give Maryland a lot of credit. They came in and took it. And it's a credit to their coaching staff and their players, and their playmakers made big-time plays. And I think they showed that. So with that, I'll open it for questions.
Run defense has been so good this year. What did you see that happened there that allowed them to gash you like they did?
Well, I think it goes into two different things, right? You got to give them credit. We talked about their 4 playmakers, their 2 running backs, and their 2 wideouts. And every one of them made big plays tonight. And as you can see, there were plenty of times we had them. We just didn't tackle well in space, right? That was the big thing. Their athleticism, they're really, really talented running backs. And then we didn't tackle well in space. I didn't think we wrapped up from the beginning to the end. And I think that was the story of the run game. You know, we had them stopped in a few instances, and then all of a sudden their athleticism takes over, right? I mean, how many runs stopped, started, went left, went right, backed up, finished, spun? You know, that's a result of us not finishing and not wrapping up. And you're not going to win many football games in this league with as many teams that can run the ball when that happens. But it exposed a lot of our weaknesses, and that's what we get a chance to fix. That's how we go out to practice and fix the things that we're not very good at right now.
How do you convince Rhoda to keep the ball in some of those read options, to keep defenses honest and stop stacking up on Rodney and Shannon?
Well, he did. He pulled it. I think there are 2 or 3 other opportunities that you think possibly he could have pulled it, but there wasn't a lot. The way they play it, right? It might seem like by the normal, the naked eye, that, oh, he should pull that, right? They could have a backer rocking back over, right? And we switched that up by some of the different schemes we do. But I didn't think particularly we blocked particularly well up front. That everything falls on me. This is my responsibility. This is not the kids. I got to do a better job of coaching. And but you know, when he did pull it, he had success. We pulled it one time and fumbled. We just got to be better and be more decisive in those things. And, you know, again, I don't think we did a good enough job at it at times.
Losing Winfield on defense, how did that hurt you?
Hurts us a lot. I mean, he's one of the best players in the conference. We're thin at secondary as it is. I mean, that's no mystery. Really thin, you know, for a lot of reasons, right? But, again, it's my challenge and our challenge as a football team. And I know guys are going to step in there. Freshmen, true freshmen, redshirt freshmen, young people, that's what we have. And that's what we're going to play. And we're going to get them ready to play, and they're going to go out there and give it everything they have, every single play. And they're going to be expected to play at a high, high level. But that hurts us a lot because not only is he a tremendous player, he's a tremendous person, right? And, you know, it's unfortunate. But, again, he's a phenomenal player, and we'll see how long he's going to be out.
What is the McGee situation?
Say that again.
What is Duke McGee's situation?
Well, again, if you don't do the right things, you're not going to play. And I've said that before, and I'll say it again. I'm not going to sacrifice a win on the field with depth just so our guys say, okay, well, we don't have to do the right things and I can still play. That's not true. Hopefully he'll be back here soon, and I'll make that call as we continue to move forward.
Coach, their line seemed to play very well on both sides of the ball. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, but when you look at the, you know, it's 24-24 with the final 2 minutes of the game. Heck of a football game, right? I mean, going back and forth, but they made less mistakes than we did, right? And I think that was one of the biggest differences in the ball game is when you look at the line of scrimmage. You know, we only rushed for 80 yards. They ran for 262. I mean, you hit it right on the head. We did not win the upfront battles, and it cost us.
PJ, there at the end of the first half, you called a timeout. Did you have personnel there that you didn't like, that you felt like you needed to get squared away?
Correct. Because we thought they were going to throw the ball deep, right? Give it one shot because of where they were. So we called timeout. And at that point, you've got to tell yourself, do I want to give up 3 or a touchdown? What are the odds? Where's the line? Where do we have to be able? And our line, you watch our defense, our heels are at a 32-yard line. That was where we felt was kind of the max of where we needed to be. When he caught the ball, got tackled at the 32-yard line. And which ended up being, I think, 49, 51-yard or whatever it was. And he drilled it, right? But again, you have to, as a coach, you're sitting there thinking, what would I rather have, right? And if we would have tackled him just 2-3 yards prior, he wouldn't have made it. But taking your chances on the Hail Mary, and then everybody's like, well, why didn't you defend the line, right? I mean, that's been kind of a story of college football at one point. Or if you give up the field goal, at least it's a 51-yarder that you have to be able to kick. And we had to get the right personnel. What I didn't want to have happen is the wrong personnel in there for the deep pass, and now they get it over the top, which you see all the Hail Marys out there. So it's a tough position to be in. But you got, as a coach, sit there and say, which one would I rather have if they executed to perfection, by the way, which they did, and they still had to earn the 51-yarder before the half.
How much did that start with, just kicking the ball out of bounds and giving them that good field
100%.
position?
Right? We kicked it out of bounds twice. Like I said, even you look at the offense, defense, and special teams. We didn't play well in either category, in all three, right? Offensively, we turned the ball over too much, right? Especially when we get to the red zone. Special teams, we missed field goals, and we kicked the ball out of bounds multiple times. That should never happen, right? And guys that have done it a lot, right? Shouldn't happen. And then defensively, we don't tackle very well. But you got to give them credit, right? That falls all on me. That is 100% my responsibility. And we got to get them better. But you hit it right on the head. The one thing I'll say is, just like we got in here and I told you the result isn't what I'm focused on. If we would have won that game 27-24, the issues are still the issues, right? And those are the things we have to fix. So when I look at it, it's how did you win? How did you lose? And how we lost, we did not deserve to win that football game. We got exactly what we deserved.
Did you feel like you guys had the effort and energy throughout the day?
Oh, I thought they played extremely hard. But again, as you start to lose people, there's only so much depth that's there. We had depth issues start of the year, right, in January, let alone spring ball, let alone now training camp, and now here. We've had depth issues, and as you go through a Big Ten season, you're going to lose a lot of guys. I mean, we have freshmen starting all over the place, and now more are going to have to start. But that's just part of the process. Know that going into it, knew that here, and that's my responsibility. And like I said, we're going to continue to develop them the right way and get them to play at a high level. But again, I never questioned how hard they played. Did we make mistakes? Yes. But even when you look at, I also look at penalties, right? In terms of, did we play sloppy, poor, and undisciplined? No. I don't think we did that. I don't think we played sloppy, poor, and undisciplined. They played really good, right? And that was a heavyweight fight going back and forth. That was Big Ten football. But we made too many mistakes to win the game. But I was proud of how hard they played. I really was. And I think we showed that there's going to be guys that step up throughout the next 9 weeks, 8 weeks. There's some guys you probably never heard of or never thought would play are playing and making plays, right? And we need that to happen. This can't just be a 1-23 show. And that's what we said at the beginning. Other guys are going to have to step in. And you saw guys like Eric Carter on offense tonight and Philip Howard. We got to be more consistent. Number 6 has got to, he'll continue to get better. But again, it's his first time being in that role to make the plays when they matter. That's all experience. And that's what we have to get our team to understand and continue to do. And that starts with me. Again, this falls on me, period.
PJ, how deflating is that for a defense when you can't get off the field on third down? I think they were 9 of 15 or something.
Biggest stat in football, one of them, besides the ball, right? We talk about time of possession, the ball, and we talk about third downs, which show you how well you do on first and second down. We didn't do well enough. And, they hurt us throughout the air, too. It wasn't just on the ground. They were able to single up number 1. We had a big game plan going in with Antoine Winfield matching up with number 1. And when Antoine goes down, that's your best player. Well, now you got to match. Do you decide to match it with somebody else? Or now do you decide to play a little bit more base defense? Because now all of a sudden you're down the depth chart a little bit and everything's turned. And now you're going to put a true freshman, who's his first game today, in a lot of areas that he's never been in. right, in a live situation. So we played a little bit more basic and base in the second half because of our depth issues up front and in the secondary that we were forced to do.
Coach, how did you assess the pass rush that you guys were able to get or weren't able to get?
Yeah, here's one thing I'll say, though, is that when you throw quick game, and that's what they did, through quick game and even the deep balls, it's hard to get to the quarterback no matter who you are, okay? And we had to help our secondary. With Antoine going down and them having some of the best playmakers in the league, we had to be, again, it's pick your poison, okay? Well, you can lose a lot faster, right, by one big play for 80 yards, right, than you can lose by a 12-play drive that maybe they turn the ball over. Maybe they screw up a third down or throw a ball incomplete. You have to look at how is the game going and how does it change throughout the game, and then you got to make your adjustments as a coach to give your team the best opportunity to win. But in terms of their quick game, I thought they got the ball out of their hands. And but we were dropping more. We didn't bring a lot of pressure tonight. We did a lot more stunting than normal. But again, we had to protect the back end.
What's Demetrius Douglas' status?
He's out. He's going to be out for a significant amount of time. And again, we're going to have to make some decisions on, whether we bring people back or not, or hope for medical red shirts. I mean, that's kind of what there's another decision. I know your eyebrows went like this, my chip. Mine went like this, they're going all the way back here, But that's what we have, and we're going to deal with that. And we're going to get guys ready to play and continue to keep our oar in the water, keep high energy, and keep playing our style of football. Because out of all that, right, we didn't play very well. We didn't do all those other things. It was 24-24 with 2 minutes to go. And we give up a big run. And we don't get in our gap. At the end of the day, right, with all the things that are happening and the amount of youth and inexperience we have, like I said, there's a ton of positive to take away. I am a head football coach that likes to look at the positive part of what can I control and what can I help change. That's what a coach does. I've got to take them from where they are right now, of the mistakes they made, and then us as a coaching staff have got to take them to a better place. Take them to somewhere better than where they are right now, and that's what we'll do.
We have one more for Coach. Coach, first Big Ten home game for you. What did you think of the atmosphere, specifically the student section?
I'm very proud of our students. I love the atmosphere here at TCF Bank Stadium, and they've done their part. They've been out and in full force. They've stayed for the 4 quarters. I'm so proud of them. I'm proud of the whole Goldie staff, and just the environment we create here at TCF Bank Stadium is a fun environment, and it's a tough place to play. But again, it's I love the atmosphere of college football and the Big Ten. I grew up around it, and just proud of all of our students and our fans. But again, this isn't this isn't one game. Just one game. That's it. I mean, we're 3-1. And we're 0-0 going into the week. I know our team's going to respond in a very positive way come practice tomorrow night. We got a lot of things to fix, and we got to get a lot of young people caught up real fast, and we'll do that. All right, roll the boat, Sky, him out. Go Gophers. Thank you, everybody.
Hey.